Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream. I'm going to cover our April the 17th just for the day in a meditation. Excuse my voice, it's in and out today, and I've had difficulty pulling up the just for the day meditation. So I've had to type it out for you. And so let's go ahead and get into it, though, okay? If you can just bear with me. The title of the meditation for today, Priority Meetings. I initially felt that it would be impossible to attend more than one or two meetings a week. It just wouldn't fit in my busy schedule. I later learned that my priorities were 180 degrees reversed. It was the everything else that would have to fit into my meeting schedule. Like that. Some of us attending meetings infrequently when we first came to Narcotics Anonymous then wondered why we couldn't stay clean. What we soon learned was that if we wanted to stay clean, we had to make meeting attendance our priority. So we began again, following our sponsor's suggestion. We made a commitment to attend 90 meetings in 90 days. We identified ourselves as newcomers for our first 30 days so that others could get to know us. At our sponsor's direction, we stopped talking long enough to learn to listen. We soon began to look forward to meetings and we began to stay clean. Today, we attend meetings for a variety of reasons. Sometimes we go to meetings to share our experience, strength, and hope with newer members. Sometimes we go to see our friends, and sometimes we go just because we need a hug. Occasionally, we leave a meeting and realize that we haven't really heard a word that's been said, but we still feel better. The atmosphere of love and joy that fills our meetings has kept us clean another day. No matter how hectic our schedule, we make meeting attendance our priority. Just for today, in my heart, I know that meetings benefit me in all kinds of ways. Today, I want what's good for me. I will attend a meeting. Let's take a moment of silence followed by the reversion of serenity prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you, God. Grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. Wow, what a meditation, talking about priorities and meetings and having a reflection of an actual recovering individual and their struggle to fit everything, well, not everything, to fit meetings into everything else. And then realizing, I'm sure you can relate, that's not how it works. That everything else that we've obtained, everything else that we have come to enjoy as a result of our recovery, and maybe some of the things that we've attained, we're not actually enjoying. Maybe we would consider those wreckage of our past. Those everythings are only possible as a direct result of our recovery. So the member here realizes, you know what? No, that's not how it works. I have to fit everything else into this priority of my recovery. And my recovery includes making meetings. That's a mouthful. I have to take a drink of coffee on that. Give me a second. I'll tell you why. My first year, let's say my first 13 months of recovery, I traveled. Yes, I'm remembering everything. My first 13 months of traveling, I traveled at that time, I believe, at 55 miles an hour I traveled at least an hour to get 70 miles away. I believe it was 70 miles away from where I knew I had family members that made meetings. And I only went to meetings. Let me say this. I only went to meetings on the weekend. It was rare that I would make a Friday night meeting, but I would travel all the way to my hometown, 70 miles away, to make a meeting on the weekend. And on the weekends, I would make 3 meetings. I doubt that I actually ever made more. I would make 3 meetings. The same home group had 2 meetings a day, 10 o'clock and 7 o'clock, 10 in the morning, 7 at night. I would make Saturday meetings, hang out with recovering people, and then I would make the Sunday meeting. And oftentimes there was a meeting that was at 10 o'clock that I enjoyed at a different facility. And so a different home group. And then I would head home. And I did that for 13 months. I did that once a month. I did not do that every weekend. I stand corrected because I remember talking about how few meetings I actually made, right? And I would tell people I made 13 meetings in 13 months. And actually, what I'm saying is that once a week, once a month, I would make meetings. Okay. So my recovery wasn't really established with making a lot of meetings. It just wasn't. And it caused me issues. And so I'm saying to you that if you're fortunate, if you are fortunate to be able to, let's just say, wake up and go to an in-person meeting without a lot of complication, right? Without a lot of effort, meaning that you have meetings close by. But even if you don't, and you have to travel like I did, right? I had meetings close by. I just was so anxious meeting people that I really did not want to go anywhere that my relatives weren't. I needed the comfort of their presence, right? So my point is that if you are able to make meetings every day, are you? Or are you so busy now that you just make a meeting once a week, right? We need to think about that. Now, I know that with 30 plus years in recovery, I think at this point, 30, I don't even know, 30 years in 6 months, maybe. I believe it's more, but let's just say with 30 years of recovery, I still make one meeting in person once a week, and I do Zoom online meetings every day. I still make it a point to turn on the meeting and have the sound of recovering individuals in the background. And for me, I can agree with this meditation because I have figured out that when I touch down once a day in the atmosphere of recovery, sometimes I will raise my hand and I will share, right? I'm part of my home group. You can look down below, feel the love home group. It's a small, quaint meeting. And I do the Zoom part of it, even though it's hybrid, meaning that it's in person and it's on Zoom at the same time. I handle the Zoom part of it. But I just really feel that this message here in this meditation is true because I feel better. Even when I just have it on those other 6 days that I only have it on in the background, I feel better. I feel connected. You know why? I'll tell you why and let you go. I'll tell you why that I can agree with this meditation. When I have it on in the background, and I'm correlating this with with you making a meeting every day, even if you don't share, I feel better. I am motivated to continue to recover. I personally am able to identify with the shares that I hear, not all of them, but the majority. And I say to myself, mighty strength, you know goodness well, you are an addict in recovery. You know what? And I've gotten to the point where I don't even say I'm a grateful recovering addict. I say I am an addict, grateful to be in recovery. I've gotten to the point where I simplify it because I don't want to get long winded like I normally do, right? About the state of my status as an addict, right? I don't want to do that. I don't want to get caught up into that. I can talk about being grateful after I admit that I am an addict. And so that's what I do. My name is Mighty Stream and I am an addict. So when I have that meeting on in the background, guys, I feel better. You know why? Because I feel rooted. I feel like I am being authentic and honest with myself. All my coworkers don't hear my meetings. I'm in my office. Usually I have it on very low sound and I have a noise maker so that they can't hear anything. My office is soundproof and I have the meetings on in the background until it's time for me to see a client. And you know what? I just feel better because I know for a fact that I am being honest with myself and I am taking care of my recovery. Now, that's just for me. So let's wrap it up. What about you? What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you ripping and running and doing all of the beautiful things that your recovery has given you? And you no longer have time for meetings? It's too easy to make a meeting. It's completely too easy to make a meeting anywhere in the world if you want to. My other home group, the 24/7 International online meeting, marathon meeting, right, that I often host for, we just celebrated 4 years. 4 years of having a meeting every day of the year. As a result of the pandemic, we've been blessed to be able to have this meeting. So I know that you can make a meeting, and there's other 24/7 meetings. This is what I want you to do, okay? Keep it real simple. I have to go, right? This is what I want you to do. I want for you to recommit to making meetings every day. Yeah, I know, I know. I'm vibing with you. I understand. But I'm not saying you have to do every day in person, but if you can, why not? Why not? Even if you don't have to share, even if you have a lot of clean time and you feel like, oh, I am just fine. I guarantee you, when you reconnect on that level, your spirit of personal wellness, right, will increase. I can guarantee that. If you don't want to be bothered with all those addicts, all right, you've gotten to the point where you just don't want to be bothered, you don't want to be touched, you don't want to hug, okay, then show up close to the start of the meeting and leave early if you have to. Just get yourself back into that active atmosphere of meeting attendance. And I guarantee you, if I'm wrong, leave me a comment down below. But I doubt it. And you know what? In the meantime, as I close, I want to make sure that you like this video and I want to make sure that you share it with people that you know are not able to get to meetings and they need this morning booster. Okay? I want you to do that and continue to listen. All right. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a beautiful day on purpose. I intend to. I tell you, every time I spend time with you folks, every time I spend time with you, even if I can't see you, I can feel you because you motivate me every day to get up and do this podcast. You motivate me. You are the reason that I do this. And every time I do, my day is beautiful. Even with the storms that I come back and tell y'all yesterday was difficult, it's still difficult. I'm having some health issues that you can't even imagine. But you know what? I am so encouraged by you. I have a beautiful day on purpose because of this relationship with you guys. And I want for you to do the same thing. This is a community, and we've come together to have our meditations in the morning together. I think that's quite special. Have a beautiful day on purpose. I've said that 4 or 5 times. Can you do that? I guess when I hear you say it, when I hear you say, Mindstream, I am going to have a beautiful day on purpose. Go ahead and say it. I don't care if you're driving. I don't care where you are. You can be sitting in your house. You can be in the bathroom. I don't even care. Wherever you are, I need for you to say, Mighty Stream, I'm going to have a beautiful day on purpose. And you know what? Say it 5 times fast. And I will tell you, your brain will switch into positivity. And you will have all that you need to meet the day. Talk to you soon.